This week has been about offering support even if I don't have all the answers. It's been about resetting by force. And it's also been about recognizing how powerful it is to look back and realize that you made it through, babe. Like, you actually did it. There's been everything from a tech meltdown, completely unexpected, some really unexpected reminders from journals. Yeah, I love a journal. And realizing that it's okay to return to things that already exist, whether that's work, whether that's words, whether that's clothes, whether that's an approach to life. It's all good. You can return back to what you once knew. I'm Mama Tijani. This is the Weekly Unfold, a space for me to share the asks, the failures, the lessons, the reminders, the gratitude that has really shaped how I'm growing through this life. 1 week at a time. Let's get into it. The ask this week was a bit different. I actually asked someone if I could help with them. They had shared an ask on LinkedIn, and I realized that whilst I didn't have all the answers, I do have insight that can help them get closer to where they want to be. So I asked if I could help, and we're meeting up next week. And I think it's really important to recognize that sometimes support doesn't require you being able to support the whole way through. It may be just providing the step that they can take to get to the next step, if that makes sense. So that's what we're doing. We're meeting next week and it should be cool. I'm really looking forward to being able to support her in where she wants to go. This week's fail wasn't actually me. It was my laptop. It decided it didn't love me anymore. Walked into the office on a Tuesday and opened it up and it said, yeah, I'm not doing this today. I tried everything. It didn't turn on. It didn't want to recover. I pressed the power button. I pressed the power button plus the whatever button plus the whatever button. Still, no can do. I I cried silently because just like that, 4 billion tabs that I had open in about 10 different windows, all gone. I had stuff to do. I had things I was doing with some of those tabs. Not all 4 billion, granted, but I was in the middle of stuff and I had like 2 pretty important meetings that day. I was fuming. Tech support, they tried to be helpful, they just couldn't help. Anywho's, ended up needing to get a brand new laptop sent over, which, you know, first world problems and all that good jazz, but just very inconvenient. Clean slate? Absolutely. Did I want a clean slate of tabs? Absolutely not. So, what are we going to do about that? I guess there's something about starting again when you least expect it, but nah, it felt like a massive failure. We live and we learn, eh? Don't open 4 billion tabs because you never know when you're going to lose them. There is power in writing things down. Over the past week, I found some old journals. It was so beautiful to read through them. So they range from 2020 up until about 2023, I think. And it was actually just really beautiful to see some of the moments of joy that I'd just forgotten about. It happened, we're in 2026 now, so it happened 5.5 years back. And it also reminded me of some of the really tough moments that I managed to navigate back then. 2020 in particular was a challenging year. It was the year that my mum passed away. And I remember saying to my coach a few months ago that I feel like I'm losing my memory of things like in the lead up to that moment and losing her. And it's not that I want to remember those things specifically, but I don't want to forget necessarily. And so, you know, she was saying this thing about our brain protecting us, and it's not necessarily us forgetting, but like our brain wants to protect us and keep us safe, which I tell people all the time. So it was really interesting to now find these journals and just take a moment and be like, whoa, I forgot that happened. And damn, I forgot that happened like that. So there's something about writing not just being important for capturing the present, but also being a way of preserving some of the evidence of your resilience, and for me, my resilience, and reminding me like, damn girl, like if you think some of the shit you're dealing with today is mad, you've forgotten some of the mad stuff that you overcame and got you where you are now. So yeah, there's just some beauty in writing and the power of writing. Here's to writing things down, because in the moment sometimes you need somewhere else to kind of like put your thoughts. But here's also to the beauty of being able to look back on that writing in the future and really recognize a version of yourself that you may have forgotten. Sometimes you don't need to buy new clothes. I said what I said. Sometimes you don't. I wore it was an old pair of like combat jeans, and I wore it, found it in the back of my wardrobe as I was like decluttering. I wore it with a really nice blazer this past week, and I got so many compliments. Oh, I really like this look. I really like this blazer. I really like these jeans. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. It just reminded me that you don't always need something new. Sometimes you just need to revisit what you already have and look at it with fresh eyes and see what you can put together. I was invited to an event this past week, which was a designer clothing sale. And I said to the lady that invited me that I'm really trying not to buy as many things because I realize I have so many things already. And it got me thinking, what if I don't actually buy anything for the next, I don't know, the rest of the quarter, maybe like the next 2 quarters? Can I go without buying any new clothes? I reckon that I probably can, because I actually have a lot of really nice bits that I just don't wear often or I haven't been able to put together. So we'll see. I spoke to a friend, Sydney, last week before last actually, and we were talking about just me decluttering my flat. And she mentioned this app. It's called Wearing. I think it's, how do they spell it? It's like Whering, I think. I'll try and put a logo somewhere here, wherever. But it's a digital wardrobe app which allows you to see everything that you have. So my plan is to actually use it because I think I have some really cool pieces that I've forgotten that I have. And if I pair them with other cool pieces, some magic might happen. So yeah, really looking forward to that and seeing what other gems I've basically been sleeping on because I just can't see them or I haven't seen them in a while. Feeling really thankful for colleagues who quietly hold space for me. I I feel really, really lucky, but also proud of the way in which I've been able to cultivate relationships within the workplaces that I am in. So outside work, I have great friends, great family. It's all great. But also, whenever I happen to be within an organization, I tend to also be able to foster these great relationships with different people in different ways. And I just think sometimes I forget that I have such a beautiful experience with so many different people. And in this past week in particular, there's like so many people, they have no idea, they probably have no idea that they even made a difference, but they really did with like some of our conversations or some like the things that they may have said. So this week in particular, I really want to say thank you to Ray, to Cass, Yoline, Martin, Jess, Sean, Sydney, Ruth, Kyle, Tamara, Steph, Gus, and Mika. They have all in their own ways. They probably have no idea. But thank you, guys and girls, because in your own way, you did something or said something that really mattered to me in this past week. And as I was looking back, I just wanted to extend that gratitude and thanks to you all. You're all amazing. And there's bound to be like people that I've forgotten. But yeah, for the past week in particular, they're the ones who have come to mind. All right, let me stop being soppy. Over and out. super thankful for replays. I had been meaning to go to an event live. It was like a mini kind of like course. I was able to go to the first one, but when we initially started, the lady who was running it was like, oh, we're only recording the first one, we're not doing replays for the rest of them. And I was like, oh, damn. But they did, and now I had to miss this last one because life was just doing what life does. And I'm just so glad that I can go back and look at replay. And I'm one of those people that actually does we go back and watch replays. So I'm going to do that maybe tonight, but just feeling super thankful for that flexibility. It is such a gift, and I am taking it with both hands. Emily and baby Indy. Oh. So I used to work with Emily when I worked at Amazon. She worked in a partner organization, and then I convinced her to come over to the Amazon side of things, and she did. It was great. And when I left, she kind of like stepped up to take on the role that I was doing, and she's just an absolute babe. We're really good friends outside of work as well. She recently had a baby, and baby Indy is so cute. But I was traveling at the end of last year, didn't get to see baby Indy. She told me when she was coming into London, and I was like, maybe you can come in for lunch, we can make it work. And they came in for lunch. It was really lovely just to spend some time with them both. He's a bundle of gorgeousness. So yeah, I was just really grateful for the chance to spend that time with them, because I just haven't yet, and I was feeling a little way about it. So glad that we made it happen in January. It's week 6 of 52, and we're stepping into February. My theme for February is always feel good, whether I'm feeling good about the month or I'm trying to find different ways that I can feel good about the month. Feel good is a theme. I'm intrigued to see how that follows through. Last week I did say that I was expecting some really big things to happen, or some amazing things to happen, and some did, some didn't, and that's okay. Things are still in motion. They'll happen when the time is right. So I think this week I'm actually planning to return to some approaches that have really served me well in the past, and I'm keen to kind of see whether or not they'll serve me as this version of Ramat, because yeah, they might do. I think there's something in looking at what's worked well and how we can adapt that for your current state. So I'm going to try a few things that I've tried before and see how that pans out. So I guess I'll let you know how that unfolds in next week's weekly unfold. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. One of my girls from Senegal, Kobe, she watched last week's episode, and she sent a message to say just how lovely it was, I guess, for her to watch it, and it just made me all warm inside. So yeah, thank you honestly for watching. I love it. I love doing this stuff. So I'm doing it for me as kind of like a reflection piece, but also to exercise a muscle, and I'm glad it's resonating with people out there. So thanks for watching. As always, stay out of trouble unless it's good trouble, in which case go wild, and I'll see you next week. Bye.